It's lights out, and we're racing in Spa. Perfect start for Charles Leclerc. Almost contact between Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton down the main straight. As into the source we go, Leclerc leads. As into the gravel goes Lando Norris in the background. That could be crucial to the cars behind to pass him. But it's Leclerc who leads. Down towards the Keppel Straight, through Eau Rouge and Rallion. He leads from Hamilton, then Perez, and then it's Piastri ahead of Russell. Perez trying to come back at Hamilton, as down the straight we go with Leclerc leading. He covers off Hamilton, who covers off Perez, but Russell goes off the road, trying to get past Piastri, but he sticks behind for the time being. But it's Leclerc out in front on the first lap of 44 here in Belgium. An amazing start for the Ferrari, bad start for Perez with Hamilton up to second. So look at that. How close were Perez and Hamilton to making contact into the source. Leclerc, though, keeps himself calm and collected and continued to hang on to the lead by the time they got into Les Combes. So Hamilton and Perez had a good battle. Here goes Verstappen round the outside into the bus stop chicane. Max Verstappen from the 11th on the grid, already up to 9th after that 10th-place engine penalty he had. Verstappen up to 9th, ahead of Alex Albon. All right, here we go through Eau Rouge and Rallion. Lovely angles to see the cars storm through that corner. Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race, but here goes Hamilton round the outside to take the lead away from his future teammate at Ferrari next year, Charles Leclerc. Lovely move from Hamilton, who takes the lead. All right, pit stops for both Russell and Verstappen. Russell with a 2.3 second stop. Verstappen 4/10 slower than Russell in the pit box. Hamilton then making a stop, as does Perez. So Hamilton is coming out of the pit box now. He's surely going to be ahead of Russell and Verstappen, and he is indeed. Hamilton hanging on to the net race lead. He comes out behind Esteban Ocon, but ahead of George Russell, as does Perez, but not Piastri. Piastri behind Russell, but he will get a slipstream towards Les Combes, as up Eau Rouge and Rallion they go. Piastri will have DRS on Russell, as down the Keppel Straight we go with Piastri and Russell. Piastri with the inside line. Can the Australian get past Russell? He can. And Oscar Piastri, a most recent race winner, has got through on George Russell. This is going to be a feisty one. That's Sergio Perez, who's under pressure from Oscar Piastri. Here comes the Australian on the Mexican driver. Down into the Les Combes chicane, and through goes Oscar Piastri to take 6th place and a net 3rd place when the top 3 come in. So Norris with a good stop then onto a fresh set of hard tyres, and now he can try and set after his nearest rival in the championship, Max Verstappen. Oh no! Carlos Sainz, who had a moment into Stavolo, into the gravel, and that's cost him a lot of time to the car behind him, which is Fernando Alonso, I think. No, it's Lewis Hamilton. This is going to be a fun one. Here we go with George Russell challenging Sergio Perez and the Mercedes with better straight line speed on the Red Bull. Russell up to 4th ahead of Perez. Russell's thinking about the one stop, and he thinks that might be a perfect idea as Hamilton comes into the pits. A good stop as the camera does the 360 spin, as we have seen before. A good stop from Hamilton, and he can now go to the end. Lando Norris is way faster than Sergio Perez. That shows why the McLaren is faster in a straight line down the Red Bull. Through goes Norris on Perez, and Lando Norris, the man who's second in the championship, chasing after his nearest rival.
It's close. It is close.
Here we go then with Oscar Piastri about to get past Charles Leclerc for the final place on the podium to try and chase after the 2 Mercedes. Piastri's looking to hunt for a win. Here he goes round the outside of Charles Leclerc. Can he make the move into the chicane he can. Through goes Piastri, up into third place ahead of Leclerc. Lovely move for Piastri, and now he can set after the two Mercedes for the win here in Spa. This is getting close between the two Mercedes. 3.7 seconds between Russell and Hamilton. It's getting tight now towards the end of the Grand Prix, but watch out for Oscar Piastri. He could be in the mix as soon as we get into the end. Carlos Sainz really about to overtake Sergio Perez. There he goes. Carlos Sainz, who's fighting for his Formula One future, has got through on Sergio Perez, who's fighting for his Red Bull future. 2 laps remaining. Russell is managing this one stop perfectly, and he's got Hamilton who's right behind him. Will Hamilton have enough speed to catch Russell and pass him by the time they get to Lake Om? He's getting close. He's getting close. He's not close enough. Russell is doing sensational. Final lap begun here in Spa. George Russell is managing an outstanding one-stop. Hamilton's locked up and went wide. That could cost him a chance to fight his teammate George Russell. This is disaster. Well, not really disaster, but a shame for Lewis Hamilton, who should have won. And Oscar Piastri is trying to see if he can get close enough to deny Hamilton second place. But Russell is managing to hang on to this lead with an amazing one-stop. What a victory we are about to see from George Russell, who defends Lewis Hamilton. And the man who we call the tyre whisperer is on course for victory here at Spa. What a victory this will be. It'll be a Merc one too. The man who won in Austria after Verstappen and Norris collided is going to not see Verstappen and Norris colliding today, but he has managed an outstanding one-stop and an audacious victory to head into the summer break. George Russell wins the Belgian Grand Prix. What a win for George Russell. A one-stop made perfectly for George Russell. What a win for him. What a day for Mercedes as Hamilton makes it a 1-2 with second. Piastri third ahead of Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Sainz, Perez, Alonso and Ocon. Perez gets the fastest lap. But my, oh my, George Russell, one stop to a win. How did he do that?
Do that. Amazing strategy. You got it at the best. Come on. It's a pretty good drive. Yeah, that was right. Yes! Tyre whisperer. Tyre whisperer.
What a race that was. George Russell winning with a one stop. And Mercedes will go into the summer break with a smile on their faces. Verstappen and Norris, the two contenders in the championship, will head into the summer break to see what they can do. But before we get to Abu Dhabi, McLaren 43 points behind Red Bull. The Constructors' Championship still on. Having a great summer break. We'll be back in just 4 weeks' time in Zandvoort to see if McLaren can still catch up to Red Bull.